In this video, I want to talk about navigating chronic illness when your ASD spouse struggles with physical empathy gaps. If you're living with chronic illness and your partner is on the autism spectrum, there's a moment that can feel absolutely devastating. You're in pain, you're exhausted, and the person you love the most doesn't respond the way you need. No instinct to comfort, no physical nurturing, sometimes nothing at all. And the question that quietly creeps in is, does he even care? So today we're going to challenge that question gently but clearly, because what looks like lack of care is often something very different. So let's frame the core problem. We're going to name the real issue. This is not just a communication gap. This is a neurological mismatch under stress. Chronic illness requires something very specific: ongoing physical caregiving, emotional attunement to pain, flexible moment-to-moment responsiveness. But for many autistic partners, especially those experiencing alexithymia, which is difficulty identifying and expressing emotions, and sensory overwhelm, especially around illness cues like sounds, smells, unpredictability, that same situation can trigger shutdown, not connection. So what you get is this painful paradox. The moment you need the most physical empathy is the exact moment his nervous system is least capable of delivering it. Now, let's reframe something here. This is going to be the pivot. This is not coldness, indifference, or lack of love. This is a capacity problem under neurological stress. And if you don't make that shift, you will interpret his limitation as rejection. That's where resentment builds. That's where relationships quietly start to fracture. Now, I want to slow it down here a little bit and speak to the neurotypical wife. Let me talk to you for a moment. If you're the one living with chronic illness, what you're needing is real, and it makes complete sense. You're not asking for luxury. You're just asking for simple care, comfort, and presence. But here's the hard truth we have to work with. Your ASD partner may not be able to intuitively generate that kind of response. Not because he doesn't love you, but because his brain doesn't organize caregiving that way. You have the mom brain. You are naturally a caregiver. He is not. I hate to say it. He is not. So the question becomes, how do we build a bridge when instinct isn't available? Okay, we're going to shift to solutions now. Let's move from emotion to structure, and from intuition to systems, from they should just know to we make it knowable. Strategy number one is script-based communication. In neurodiverse relationships, clarity is not cold, it's compassionate. Instead of, I don't feel supported, we move to, when I'm in pain, I need you to sit next to me for 10 minutes. Or, please ask me every 2 hours if I need water or medicine. Or, when I say I'm overwhelmed, I need quiet, not problem solving. This isn't robotic. This is translating your needs into executable actions. Because many ASD partners do not respond to emotional cues. They respond to clear instructions. Strategy number two, pre-built care systems. Don't rely on real-time emotional interpretation. That's where breakdown happens. Instead, build systems when things are calm. Think a written flare-up protocol, a checklist for meds, meals, rest support, scheduled check-ins rather than spontaneous ones. You are essentially turning caregiving into an executive function task instead of an emotional guessing game. Strategy number three, we're going to redefine what care looks like, and this is a big one. Care may not look like soft voice, physical affection, emotional soothing. Instead, it may look like fixing something practical, following the system you created, quietly completing tasks. That doesn't mean it's less meaningful. It means it's differently expressed. If you only recognize care in one form, you're going to miss it entirely in another. Strategy number four, managing sensory overwhelm. Let's be honest about something that's rarely said out loud. Chronic illness can be sensory intense. Sounds are painful, medical equipment, unpredictable needs. But for some ASD partners, this creates internal overload. So instead of pushing for more presence, you sometimes need to reduce the sensory barrier to entry. That may look like lower lighting, clear expectations of time. For example, sit with me for 5 minutes, reducing chaos in the environment. You're helping your ASD spouse's nervous system stay online long enough to engage. Strategy number 5, external supports are not failure. This is where many couples get stuck. There's this belief, well, he should be able to meet all my needs. But in high demand situations like chronic illness, that expectation can collapse the system. So we expand the system. That might include family support, friends, professional caregivers, community resources. Not because your ASD spouse is failing, but because the situation requires more capacity than one nervous system can provide. Let's talk about emotional integration. We're going to bring it all together here. At the heart of this is grief. Grief that your ASD spouse doesn't respond the way you hoped. Grief that illness has changed the relationship dynamic. And for the ASD partner, there may also be grief. I want to help, but I don't know how. I feel like I'm always getting it wrong. So when both people are hurting, it's easy to turn on each other. But if you can hold on to this one idea right here, this is a mismatch, not a moral failure. You can start building something different. So here's what I want you to do after this video. Don't have a vague conversation about being more supportive. Instead, sit down together and create a 3-step care script, a simple flare-up plan, and one simple repeatable support action. Start small. Clarity builds safety. Safety builds consistency. Consistency builds trust. Now, bear in mind, love doesn't always show up the way you expect it to as the NT spouse. But when you understand the system behind the struggle, you can start building a version of care that actually works for the both of you. Now, if this resonates, I've got more videos breaking down how to bridge these exact gaps in neurodiverse marriages, especially around communication, emotional connection, and real-world stress. You're not alone in this, and there is a way forward. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I will respond to your comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Would you like to schedule a paid private coaching session? This will be in the form of a face-to-face Zoom call. Underneath any of my videos, you'll see this Calendly link. If you click on that link, it'll open up my calendar. You can pick the available days and times that works for your schedule. You'll get a follow-up email immediately after purchasing a session that will have the Zoom link that coincides with the day and time that you picked. I will get an email too that you scheduled a session, and I will be available on that exact day and time, and we will talk. I look forward to working with you. Hey guys, this is Mark. Some of you may not know that I have a lot of books on Amazon. So if you like my videos, you'll like my books. I have several for ASD spouses, for NT spouses, and for the neurodiverse couple. Underneath any of my videos, you'll see this link. Feel free to click on that link and see what's available. I'm sure you'll find something that applies to you. So if you're struggling in your neurodiverse marriage, help is available, one click away.